Okay, I know I'm an agent, but we are about to talk about possibly selling your house without an agent. Stay tuned. All right, how's everybody doing today? This is Kira Banks with the Banks Team Advisors. I'm so glad that you decided to stop by and join us today. All right, so we are talking about selling your home without an agent. Now, I believe that there is a why for everything, as well as pros and cons to pretty much anything that you do. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So let's just get right to it. Why in the world would you want to sell your house on your own? Here's a few reasons I have seen people wanting to sell their house by themselves. All right, number one, you got ample amount of time. Maybe you're retired, or maybe your wife or a husband stays at home. So you have a little bit of time to give to the process, because one thing is for sure that all of us in real estate can let you know that the process can be a little bit of time consuming. Okay, so maybe you have time. Another reason why I see people wanting to sell their house by themselves is that they need the money. That's probably one of the number one things. All right. They're trying to cut commission. Maybe you just don't want to spend that 15 grand or 20 grand, just depending on the sales price of your house. It's kind of painstaking to give that to agents. Okay. Maybe you feel like, man, that could be really nice in my pocket for where I'm moving to next. Okay. Another reason why is that you have just a little bit of experience. So maybe you've done this before. Okay. You've sold 2 or 3 houses on your own throughout the years. So you feel like, hey, I got this. I got a little bit experience. Okay. And lastly, maybe you feel like it really isn't that hard. Maybe this is your first time. You're wanting to give it a try. You've watched a few videos. You've talked to a few different people. Maybe you've talked to agents. You've talked to attorneys or something like that. And you feel like, you know what? I can do this. It sounds like a DIY project, but I love those. Okay. Or you're just interested and you really do love this kind of thing and you want to give it a shot. Maybe real estate was always like one of those jobs you wanted, but you never got to it. Okay. So those are some reasons I have seen people over the years want to sell their home by themselves. Now, let's just get into a few pros and cons. I'll go ahead and start with the pros first. Pro number one, you could possibly save a good amount of money doing it on your own. Like I said, it depends on the price of the house. All right. Another pro that I see is that you have a little bit of a sense of control. If you are someone who, frankly, you like to be in control, okay, you may like this. This may be something you want to have your grips on. You want to know what's going on. You want to be in the middle and all in the nitty gritty of stuff. So you like control. Another pro to selling your house on your own is it could possibly be faster. And really the way that I've seen it be faster is if maybe a cash buyer just comes knocking on your door or puts a letter in your mailbox, or maybe with iBuyers going on right now, you just find that that's a lot more easier. You don't have to think about inspections and remodeling your house or staging your house, things like that, and being prepared for all of these showings and so forth. So you just say, hey, you know what? I'll cut the loss a little bit and I'll go with this cash buyer. So in that kind of way, it could be a little bit faster for you. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the cons. I'm sorry, yes, I have a few more, but again, you do what works for you in your life and in the season that you're in, okay? All right, so con number one, you do not have leverage. Listen, the point of a real estate professional, let's just put that, not someone who's just like, they have maybe not enough knowledge or experience or something like that, or they're just kind of doing this as a side hustle. I am not talking about that person. I'm talking about a real estate professional who they understand the process that all of this entails, okay? And they're bringing in their knowledge, their skills, their time, all of that, okay? Now, yes, you're going to have to pay them. We all know that leverage, for the most part, in most situations, is going to cost us money, but it's well worth it. All right. I know that they have this saying out there that time is money. I don't personally believe that that's true. Time is not money. We can get money back all the time, but you cannot get your time back. So think about that. Could you be using your time for something else? Honestly, that brings me to the next one, is your time. You don't have to sit here trying to juggle doing all of the parts that a realtor even plays in this whole grand scheme of the process of selling. So instead of you trying to juggle, okay, I got to communicate over here to this person. Did this person do this thing? Okay, what about that? Okay, what comes next? And all right, what about marketing my property? Nobody's coming to visit. Okay, did I put out an ad, or is it on all the websites? And there's a lot that goes into listing your house and putting it out there on the market. It's more than just putting a little lockbox there and putting a sign in the yard and it's gonna sell. We have processes in the back end of things that play a big part in these homes getting out there. All right. Another con is that you don't have this nationwide advertisement. If you do not list it in the MLS and all you do is put it on a for sale by owner website, or maybe you put a sign on the yard, that's not enough. All right, I'm filming this video in 2022. We all know that most buyers, well over 50% of them, maybe even 80%, have found your home via online. You got it. That's right. They're searching all of the top websites, Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, and obviously the MLS, because we as agents can go ahead and make sure that they get properties instantly as they hit the market, just in case they miss it from all of the other sites. So that's where people are shopping first. They're not going around like back in the day where you could pick out the flyer from the little box in front of the house. We're not doing that anymore, or driving around just to see a new sign in the yard. People are not doing that. Everybody is on their phones, and that's where they're going to find your house first. So please keep that in mind, that advertisement is huge. Marketing is huge for your house. Another con is that your pool of buyers could be a lot less when you sell your house on your own. Why? Just like I said previously, it is not going to be on MLS or across the global internet world. So you're missing out on a ton of buyers, not just the buyers that are around the corner, but the buyers that they could be across the country and they're looking to buy houses in that state because maybe they're relocating, or maybe they want another rental property in the state that you're in. You don't want to miss out on every opportunity for a buyer to find your home. So think about that. The pool of buyers is going to be less. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of agents out there, they will go for the homes that are listed in MLS before for sale by owner, because sometimes, frankly, it's a little bit more difficult to deal with for sale by owners. All right, another con is that you could lose possibly up to 6% of profit on the home simply because of my next one, because it's not priced right. When we do our research of what your house should even be listed for, we put that all in account so that we don't have to do price reductions. So we want to price it right so that we're putting it out there at a fair market price or fair market value, not on top of the market or below the market. So you could lose money simply because you priced it too high, which then causes you to have to push it back down and below even where you want to be. All right. Another one is you lose negotiation. When you have that agent representing you, it goes agent to agent negotiating, coming down to a point where it can be a true win-win. So think about that. Another one is the inspection issues. Okay. Believe it or not, your realtor is there to let you know and give advice. hey, I think that these are some of the things that you can do, especially based on your budget. I feel like these things are a little bit more important. Realtor is talking together, negotiating back and forth what can be done or not done. All right. So sometimes you may be fixing more things than you really needed to, or maybe the buyer did ask for a slew of items, but they really only wanted like 4 or 5 of the things done. But they may not tell you that, you know, so that could be a little cross communication there. All right. A few other things is photos and staging. Obviously, that realtor is paying for those things more than likely. So you get a ton when you get a realtor. Also, some safety things, 2 things to think about are there's lots of scammers out there. We come across them all the time, but we know how to pick them up as realtors because we've had experience in that. And so we can avoid that person even stepping foot in your home because who knows what they're going to do or be involved in. And if you're the one as a for sale by owner showing that house to them, who knows what they can do. You want to have that representation inside your home, not you by yourself with a quote unquote buyer who really could just be a scammer or a thief. Lastly, a part of that safety is the lock boxes, okay? We're not just gonna put a combo lock on your door, but it's gonna more than likely possibly be a super box, which is a lot safer because we have to use our phones and a code and things like that in order to get that box open. So that buyer can't come back, right? And just scramble in the code to get inside of your house. I hope a few of these pros and cons helped you in trying to decide, is this something I want to embark on or not? The choice is totally up to you. Now, us as a team, we have a 151-step process that we use in listing homes. It's what we love to do. It's what we give major attention to. All right. And our desire and goal is to make sure that you get the most money in the least amount of time, right? And to make that process the most smooth for you as you move on to your next transition of life. So thanks so much for watching today. And I look forward to seeing you on our next video. All right. Bye.